Next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. New lawsuit alleges sexual battery by Florida Representative Fabian Basabe. A new lawsuit filed against the Florida House of Representatives includes disturbing allegations against gay freshman Representative Fabian Basabe, who represents Miami Beach. The legal action builds on previous claims of sexual harassment and now includes accusations of sexual battery. The lawsuit lodged by former staffers Nicolas Frevola and Jacob Cutbirth claims Basabe engaged in inappropriate behavior that goes beyond initial allegations. Frevola and Cutbirth had previously accused Basabe of sexual harassment, including an incident where Basabe allegedly grabbed Frevola's rear and made a lewd comment and attempted to kiss Cutbirth after a ride to his hotel. The new lawsuit adds a serious charge that Basabe groped and tried to kiss a young man named Didi at his Miami home in December 2022. According to the complaint, Frevola witnessed Basabe encouraging guests to swim in their underwear before attempting to touch Didi. Despite Didi's protests, Basabe allegedly pulled him toward the house when he appeared intoxicated. Frevola's account describes his discomfort over Basabe's aggressive behavior and the fact that Didi was both heterosexual and visibly drunk. This development further complicates the legal and ethical landscape for Basabe and the Florida House. Basabe is running for a re-election in November against gay community member Joe Saunders, who is senior political director for Equality Florida. You know, I've been watching a lot of Game of Thrones, right? Okay, I'm late to the party, folks. I know. It's like, 10 years ago, I get it, but I am watching Game of Thrones now. And whenever somebody does anything super, super bad, right, they make the person get naked and like walk through the streets of the town where people throw stuff at them. This lady, a nun or something, goes behind them with a bell and just screams, "Shame, shame, shame." Okay, you get the gist, right? Well, so that was what was happening with Basabe when he was in the Miami Beach Pride Parade. Right? He was in the parade. He didn't care that we didn't want him there and that people didn't want him there because of him wanting to support, Don't Say Gay. He wanted it to extend even further than where it was already. I know all the harm that it was towards our LGBTQ plus youth, right? So he was banned at the end from Miami Beach Pride and he wasn't allowed to go in the parade last year, right? And I just remembered just thinking to myself, well, but I mean, if he's gay, don't we want him to be part of our community? Well, I did some searching and, we're not here to out anybody. He's never said that he's gay, right? We just automatically assumed because of the alleged stories that we've heard, through the rumor mill, right? But someone has been affected and abused by his actions. These two people made it a point to go and go to the cops and do a report. Lots of people that are drunk and things like this happen to them, they won't go do that, right? Because of shame, because of fear of retaliation, because of a myriad of reasons, right? So these boys were affected and they deserve justice. If he did this to them, especially under the influence, when someone can't give consent, right? All right. Consent is key. Consent is number one. And if someone can't give you consent and you're trying to lure them into a room, against their will, there's something wrong there. And you're trying to represent us, come on.
Yeah. And even if something is in any way exaggerated, if you are a politician or those are your aspirations, you need to live your life carefully and you need to clean up your acts in public, really. And I was actually judging the Miami Beach Pride Parade when he came by.
Yes, I remember.
And you remember that. And I was focusing on his reaction, and he was doing a very good job of not letting it affect him. But clearly, when you have that much of a crowd out to celebrate a joyous day and are being negatively impacted, something is going south.
Yeah.
And if you are a politician who in any way, unless you have some master Game of Thrones plans where you're like a plant and you're going to get in there and then somehow reverse everything, which I don't think was the case, supporting Don't Say Gay was just wrong.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be in the parade.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I'm sorry.
No,
let me pull my glasses off like the old mothers used to do. There's the thing that you said about consent. You do not have the right, I don't care how drunk they are, I don't care whatever. Consent is consent. And regardless of where you're leaning in your sexual orientation, we are human and we deserve to be respected. So he is fortunate, I had to edit myself a little bit, that he met a person that did not do him physical harm. Because there's some people who don't play that, whether they even identify as gay. I've been in situations where people come up and usually they They think it's cute. You know, I've had stuff done to me in front of my boss. You know, oh, you know, this is a part of being gay. No, it's a part of your overstepping your boundaries. You know your place, stay in your lane. So consent equals consent. If you do not have consent, don't do it.
Yeah.
So the consent thing is obviously very important, but you know, I do have the joke, 3 drinks and I can flip them.
I don't know what to make of that.
Right? I'm like, okay. Okay. That's why I drink soda water.
If they have 3 drinks or you have 3 drinks.
Yeah.
Has 3 drinks.
Somebody has to have 3 drinks.
So we'll stay on top of this story. There'll definitely be more to come soon on this. We'll see. We'll stay on top of it.